everything here is like easier said than done. To plainly say stop self-comparison is so stupid. Like, oh my, now I'm ranting. Whole time. It's like when I've listened, I've done my research. Have you ever felt happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, love, disgust, jealousy, excitement, embarrassment, pride, shame, guilt, curiosity, anxiety, confusion, loneliness, awe, contempt, and hope? Then if you have experienced anything I have said, then you are human. There is a wide variety of emotions, a wide variety of what humans do and what they don't do, which connects us to, you see the thumbnail in the title, self-comparison, which goes right into the first tip. Self-comparison is a normal part of being human. I want you to understand that. That's the first thing that you should know first and foremost. Self-comparison is a normal thing. It cannot be stopped. Anybody tells you that it can't be stopped, I do not know what to tell you, big bro. Respectfully. I'll further this point even more throughout this video, but self-comparison, when you do too much of it, it becomes self-damaging. All the emotions that were listed, if you have or felt or done, gone through any of them, then you, I would say, a human to an extent. Like, I believe flesh and bones and stuff and all that action. There's a lot of things that make you human. But nonetheless, emotions such as these come with being human. Just like the first tip of the day, self-comparison is a human thing. So it's a normal thing that humans do and have been doing throughout all of history. However, the thing that you should understand, self-comparison now, especially now, doing too much of it is really detrimental to your health, aka very, very bad for your health, especially mentally. But before we continue with that, let me explain so we have a consensus of what I deem as self-comparison, so you understand when I repeat the word such as social comparison and self-comparison, kind of the same thing. This definition is taken from Leon Festinger. Sorry if I butchered your name. Social comparison: the process by which individuals
evaluate their own abilities, opinions, attitudes, feelings, physical features, accomplishments, or any other self-aspects in relation
to other individuals and or groups. Now, understanding the definition, continuing with the tips, I've kind of already touched upon it with the first tip, but the second tip is acknowledging that continuing to compare yourself will only hurt you. So the impact of self-comparison is based off of two things, that is self-esteem and perceived control. So when it comes to self-esteem, think about a treasure chest within you that holds your thoughts and your feelings. The treasure within the treasure chest is your thoughts and feelings about yourself. That can be of high treasure, it could be of low treasure. When it comes to perceived control, think about having your own ship and you are the person in control of that ship. There is 110% of things that you can control, and there's not things that you can't control, such as the wind you can't control, but you can control how you react to wind, how it affects your ship. So perceived control is directly correlated to what you can control in terms of your status. And moving on to the third tip, you have to understand, when it comes to comparison, we're not doing apples to apples. We're usually doing apples to oranges. Basically, it's like somebody's a master in guitar. I'm not even a master in guitar. I played guitar like 3 years ago, I want to say. And if I compare myself to his level, I'd be beating myself down if my self-esteem is not of high caliber along with my perceived control. So I'm going to say this. There's 4 things that you must understand when it comes to self-comparison. High self-esteem, high perceived control, and you're someone of higher status looking down at those with lower status, you are going to be boosting yourself up, boosting up your self-esteem, making you feel better. Now, if you have low self-esteem and if somebody of higher status looking down at individuals of lower status, you will be boosting up your self-esteem and your perceived control. Now, if you're somebody of low status but high self-esteem looking up at somebody, you'll be boosting up your self-esteem. Why? Because those of high self-esteem may think of it in a hopeful manner, like, wow, that person is doing better than me. I can eventually get to that level if I continue to do what I have to do. Now, with somebody with low self-esteem and of low status looking up with somebody high status, it will be the complete opposite, because they will be batting themselves down. But to understand, for those of high status who look down on individuals, to boost up their self-esteem, it's short-lived, it's quick thrills. It's not lasting. Those of high self-esteem, low status that look up, it's quick thrills. Short-lived. But continuing with the next tip, which I think is very imperative that y'all hear this for real. This is especially when it comes to social media. People only show you what they want you to see. Let me say that again. Hold on, cuzzo. People only let you see what they want you to see. Now, that's just throughout time. Whole time. Somebody may have riches on them. Respectfully, you got that bread. But at the same time, that's on the outside. On the inside, that man could be fucking miserable. Is that something that you really yearn for? That's why you do not compare. Somebody on the outside is not who you are on the inside. Y'all gotta hear this shit, man. Yo. Everything here is like easier said than done. To plainly say stop self-comparison, it's so stupid. Like, oh my, now I'm ranting. Whole time. It's like when I've done my research. I've seen the videos. Many individuals tell you this, that, this. Stop self-comparison. You gotta do this to self-comparison. You gotta do this to self-comparison. That's what I'm telling you. However, you have to understand it prematurely. The more that you understand, easier it becomes to do. It's like if I tell you, yo, bro, go do the fucking dishes. Yo, I ain't doing no goddamn, bro. I'm not doing no dishes. Respectfully, that's just me. I'm not doing dishes. But difference is, if I understand that the dishes need to be done because we may be having guests over, or there's getting mold. That's kind of crazy for molded dishes, but there's mold happening in the dishes. Somebody has to do them. That person who usually does them is out of commission. They may be tired. The more I understand, the more I probably will do. And I want you guys to understand these points, and first and foremost, so that it may be easier to incorporate within your own life. So when I say this,
hey, where's the freaking gabagoo?
With this point that was made, I really believe this is one of the most important points. What you see on the outside is not what you see on the inside. So when comparing yourself to somebody, it's not apples to apples, yo. It's apples to oranges, bruh. With that being said, limit social media. Hold on. Many people can say, delete it, limit it, stop it, do this, that. I don't care. Just be mindful of what you view. I ain't gonna lie, social media is fucking hilarious, bro. No cap, no rap on my stack. At the same time, it is educational, entertainment, but also detrimental, all at the same time. But even before social media was as big as it was, right? Before it was, media was always around. It has been. In terms of the movies, TV, news articles, before the internet. Our primary points of comparison was little, because our circles was much smaller. It used to be just towns comparing amongst the other folks in town. Now it's you comparing to somebody across the world making whatever, doing on whatever. Like people making money off of feet thing, bro. I would have never known that if it was not for the internet. People would never have done that even if it's not for the internet. I'm not here to bash down on the internet, but it's to understand what the internet has opened and allowed, so you understand self-comparison in that aspect. Regardless of what's gonna happen, comparison is gonna happen. You gonna compare, I'm gonna compare. I'm gonna compare myself to you and be like, yo, you didn't look at this video, you didn't like this video, it's kind of crazy. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Now that connects us to the final point. Focus on who you want to be. Self-comparison can help you find that out, but also keep you from finding that out. My thing is to you, in figuring out who you want to be, the more you understand that, the more it's easier to surround yourself with the right tools and people that can allow you to come into terms with that and focus on what you want to accomplish. You can compare yourself. It's gonna happen. It's a human thing. That's the first thing that we said. But you can limit it by changing your focus on you. The more you focus on yourself and what you want to accomplish, it grows that thing I was talking about earlier, your self-esteem, your perceived control of who you are. And with that more self-esteem, perceived control, comparison will become less detrimental to your health. Figuring out what your dream is allows you to figure out who you want to be and what you want to accomplish. Because that feeling, ooh, that's something, bro, you got me a lot of I'm a loss for words. It's unfathomable. It's like, oh my God, it's so amazing. No word in the English language, somebody could probably say it or something, but it's just there's no word that can express how good it feels to accomplish your dream. Don't waste your energy on comparing yourself to other individuals when you haven't even got what you wanted. Understand me when I say this, yo. When you become who you want, who you are, or even just figuring that out, because figuring out who you want to be, oh my God, yo, you don't know how much work that is unless you do understand how much work that is. And, man, I'm gonna have the quote. I believe it's Napoleon Hill. Success is the everlasting pursuit of knowledge. With that being said, this channel is for current and future leaders who want to improve themselves and overcome themselves by improving their common sense. So, on that note, go do what you gotta do. Oh, deuces.